Hey, RetconRaider here, and welcome back to Skald against the Black Priory, where today I think our time on the Isle of Errol has come to an end. And you know, I wish I could say we were leaving the place better than we found it, but that's a pretty hard maybe. Still, nonetheless, for better or worse, we move on to the next. Of course, before we do that, as per usual, we've got a couple of level ups to tend to. And, you know, not a lot to say about them this time out. For the most part, we're just finishing things we already set in motion. Capping out Mind Magic for Drina. And I will note, we actually do have spellbooks for Stunning Touch and Touch of Confusion. So our two free picks will go towards Searing Light and Heal Mind. Let's go ahead and make sure we get those other two spells banked as well. Stunning Touch and Touch of Confusion. Next up we've got Cat, who's just going to start banking minor archery feats, and then use the extra leftover points to keep amping up her backstab damage. That's pretty much her next 3 levels, all the way down to Backstab Master. Next up, Embla. And for her, we'll go ahead and grab that second rank of Max Cascade. So in theory, she can now cast up to 4 spells in a single round. And then Ivan, no question here. We're going right for multi-attack, which we should have picked up sooner, but, you know, better late than never. And then from here, I guess we really just kind of fill out gaps. There's nothing else he really needs. And that's it. Let's check this island to our north. Oof. Looks like a pretty chonky one, though no name for this one. The only 3 island names we have are Idra, Errol, and Grodla. So I'm not sure if this is supposed to be an extension of Errol or just... Oh, hey, here we go. Second to last shrine. The Shrine of Agility. Guarded by giant snakes. Dire and fell serpents. Fairly low-level threat, shouldn't be a problem. We were encountering these things as far back as Jacob's Farm. Yeah, this'll be quick. Oh, goodness. Oh, wow. Those fell serpents went full face hugger. That's actually pretty cute. You know, in a horrifying sort of way. Yeah, let's maybe ease Cat away from that thing. I don't think we're actually going to have much issue with it, but, you know, better safe than sorry. We at least know the R-Box go down easy. Hold. Oh, snap. Nice. Gotta make sure I swing by the quartermaster at some point. Just do a quick restock. I have, a bit late in the game, but I have found that, apparently they restock not based on your level now, but rather, as time passes. That does seem to be one of the actual tangible functions of the passage of time. Though I do think, you know, given the kind of half-hearted survival mechanics they put in, they really should have implemented hunger, tiredness, etc. And I do still think it's kind of a big miss to not have a Call of Cthulhu-style sanity system, given the overriding themes. But, you know, still really keen to see this thing through. Let us collect our prize. An ancient Imperial Way shrine. You kneel and pray. Huzzah! +1 agility. Also, I actually just realized the theme of the token guards on each shrine. They each represent the attribute that you're boosting. Snakes for agility, crabs for toughness. I think it was Reavers on Will. I don't recall what the other one was, though. Intellect. So we'll likely be in for quite a fight when we finally chance upon the Shrine of Strength. I believe, according to our journal, the final shrine is on Grognard, which might, at this point, be the only island we have left. The only real named island, I mean. Since all of these seem to be largely empty. Sorry, just testing the boundaries of how far we can go in either direction. Oh, here we go. Land ho! Sounds the cry from the crow's nest. Iago offers you a spyglass. There, fog banks to the north. Grodla's southern shore. If I remember correctly, the coastline is littered with underwater reefs and dangerous to navigate. I fear we cannot follow it without being forced into deeper waters, and within grasp of the behemoth. Embla, what do you think? Embla closes her eyes for a moment, as if recalling some distant memory. The priory lies on the plateau of the mountain chain that dominates Grodla's inland. As far as I know, the Cabal expedition landed at a small mining village called Adler's Helm, and proceeded from there. Iago, thoughts? Iago carefully scans the emerging shoreline. I suspect we will not be able to reach Adler's Helm without exposing ourselves to the dangers of the high sea. If you are to reach the village, you must land on the southern shore, and then travel overland. Fair enough. Let's get this done, people. Plateau of Madness. And one last shrine to collect, but otherwise our journal is clear. Yeah, I think we really are well and truly into the endgame here. So I guess we don't have to go back to Harran for anything. We had a couple of quests that kind of implied we might, but I suppose not. Also, we had this whole faction reputation system that just never really came into play. That's interesting. I imagine another more in-depth feature that never got fully implemented, which is a shame, but you know, it is a low-budget indie. You've spent countless hours forging yourself into the person you are today. Now all that's left to do is the hardest thing of all. Trust in yourself. Let's go ahead and grab decap, which leaves us with one floating point. And I guess we'll start pushing for Rending Blow. Honestly, not really sure how many more level ups we're looking at this point, but I have been told that, on average, folks tended to end the game around level 20 or so. Barring excessive grinding, which obviously I haven't really been indulging in all that much. We'll start pushing for not today on Roland. For those truly desperate fights. And enter Grodla. Let's get a gander at this shoreline. Ah, I see. Okay. Yeah, we've got reefs completely blocking it off on this side. I'm gonna guess it's the same on the other as well, to actively prevent us from simply circling the isle. Though we do have this inlet. Let's see where that takes us. We're also seeing a lot of bodies of water. I'm not sure that's traversable terrain, but I guess we'll find out once we disembark. Okay, yeah, we're good. Obviously, they're looking to wear us down with some overland encounters. We'll avoid the ones we can, unless it looks like something new. Katabatic winds howl through the valley. To the north, great snow-covered peaks loom over you like the ramparts of some great cosmic fortress. Ambla leans in and shouts over the wind. These are the interior mountains. We must find a way to ascend them to reach the plateau and the priory. And you think we'll find a way to do that in Adler's Helm? All I know is that the Cabal expedition traveled there, and that means we must too. I'm sure once we get there, the way will somehow reveal itself. Let's hope so, otherwise we came a long way for nothing. For now, let's just try to get there in one piece. From what I understand, Adler's Helm lies somewhere near the northeastern part of this mountain range. If we follow its circumference, I believe we'll eventually arrive there. Then on we go. To our final destination. Reavers. Sure, why not? Should make for a relatively short fight with some halfway decent loot. Whoop. Got a little too bold with that charge there. Into the shadows. Ow. Poison Bomb. Nice. Gotta keep an eye on that attunement, though, now that we're dabbling in new spells. Nice, nice. Caster's back in. Swordsman neutralized. One dead, one panicked. Archer engaged. Drop the caster. Archer out. As are the doggos. And we're good. Decent XP. Fair stack of gold. Not much else on loot, but we'll take it. Endgame, yeah, we'll avoid other extraneous encounters as possible. I just kind of wanted to see... I wanted to get a read on the local difficulty curve. Pass. Oh, snap. Wait, did that? Holy moly. I think that said we needed a 10 or higher to actually succeed. Right, because these look to be some sort of advanced doggos. Ice hounds, interesting. Okay, that's new. So I'm assuming status effects. Slow and stun. Right side locked. Focus down left. Vulnerable to fire, no surprise there. Though not exactly something we can really capitalize on. Slightly dodgy. Pretty tanky, too. No one's still stunned. Keep right side locked. Okay, so like the smaller ones are only quote-unquote 70-ish, 80-ish health. Oof. Varen actually getting worn down a bit. Not used to seeing him take quite that much damage. No actual, like, ice theme effects that we've seen thus far. Prone to panic, so they're definitely not keeping it cool. Huh, I guess there is actually cold damage. Weird. I don't think we've ever seen that before. I wonder if they originally had plans for like a full cold magic tree. Or water, perhaps, as sort of the counter to fire. Oh, that's new. Oh, snap, okay. Right, the big ones, the ice striders. They have an ice breath that stuns. Noted. Which also, again, does kind of imply perhaps there were vague plans for an ice or water-themed spell tree at some point. That's fun. Need to get Varen top back off. He's at about 50%. And we're done. I mean, obviously the poison bomb kind of trivialized the fight, but we paid for it. That did cost us a few pots. Also another round of level ups. Let me just top off Varen real quick. Alright. Level up for Cat, and she stays the course. 1 point into bow damage, 2 into backstab. And Iben, who I guess will just start grabbing whatever. A little extra vitality, why not? And 1 rank of vicious. Actually, let's go ahead and grab that strength. Puts us within spitting distance of auto crit. And on we go. Adler's Helm or the Shrine of Strength should be around here somewhere. Our journal did explicitly say the shrine should be on the western shore of Gottlieb. Pass. Hey, here we go. We've got an actual path. And there it be, Adler's Helm. Before you lies what appears to be closer to a fortified mining camp than a town. The most striking detail are the wrecks of abandoned ships that lie just outside the town's harbor. That's probably fine. As are the skeletal remains strung up on sticks. That's probably good. That's Okay, so maybe things have gone a mite bit awry here as well. Let's see what we've got. As you enter the mining camp, you are greeted by the sight of carnage. Dead horses and animals litter the small plaza, and the only visible sign of life is a lone dog. We've seen this before, Roland grumbles. Emblo looks around thoughtfully. We saw the wrecked ships as we came in, right? At least some of them came from Harran, and that means there may at least be Reavers about. Or worse. Psst! Hey you! A voice whispers loudly from the nearby building. By the Golden, company's mounted a rescue. A wild-eyed man is peering at you through a slit in the door. Company. You were expecting company? The Gildendelv mining charter. Do you mean to say the company didn't send you? Well, aren't we all fucked then? Perhaps not. We'll help if we can. Tell me, friend, who are you? Big Lorn, they called me. I'm the foreman here at the mines, or I used to be, it's more like it. Crew's all dead or taken into the mines. Me and a handful of others have been hiding here for days, but all the rest are gone. And, begging your pardon, we're staying right where we are until help arrives. So you won't let me in? I shouldn't even be talking to you. It'll draw them here, and they'll drag us into the mines as well. We're not coming out until it's safe. And that's that. The man begins to slide shut the hatch in the door. Hold up, I still had questions. Well, be quick about it. They could be back any time. Well, just start with the basics. Tell me what's going on here. World's gone mad is what. All began with us finding those odd stairs leading up to the plateau, with those strange ruins. The company sent an expedition here to investigate it and all. They set off up onto the plateau and then nothing. That is, until the events started. Started with my crew getting these strange dreams. Then we saw lights dance up over the plateau and heard strange sounds, howls almost. Then came the things from the sea. The man's voice shakes with terror. Things. What kind of things? Things that should not be. Scaled things that walk like men. They fell upon us in the night and we didn't stand a chance. I'm not ashamed to say the only reason I'm still alive is I hid like a frightened child. Emperor's bones, I even pissed myself. Strange thing is, it seems the monster tried to drag people away alive if they could. Dragged them right into the mines, if you can believe it. There were screams at first, such horrible screams. But they stopped soon enough. We almost thought they'd left and that we could make a run for it. Then the ships started arriving. Madmen sailing all manner of vessels. It was like they didn't even try to land properly. They just beached the ships or ran them onto the reef, but that didn't matter. The sea creatures emerged from the mine to claim the offerings the madmen had brought. Fresh captives. Captives, where are they now? The madmen chanted as the captives were dragged into the mine, same as my crew. We heard them scream as well. I shudder to think what's going on down there in the darkness. Well, I'll be sure to let you know once I've scouted it out. What can you tell me about these mines? Ore mines. It's an older mine that the company reclaimed. We were expanding the western tunnels when we broke into an older part of the cave. That's where we found the stairs. You found stairs in there? Listen, I don't want to talk anymore about this right now. We found the stairs, company sent their expedition up onto the plateau, and whatever they found, things went to shit. Kill those things in the mine, and I'll be a lot more talkative. Right. Fair enough. Guess we'll see what we can do. Just stay safe. Aye. We'll stay here, and for now you can bloody well find your own place to hide. Come back once it's safe, and we'll see if we can't scrounge up some supplies and a warm bed for you. Also, be careful. And don't leave those bloody things here if things go bad. I will certainly try. But given our track record, I can't make any promises. Hey, doggo. A moment of respite. A chance to steel oneself against the coming horrors. Oh, rest in peace, Wayne June. Sorry, not trying to be a downer, just a stray thought. Docks seem clear. This building seems inaccessible. Yeah, not seeing the usual fade in, fade out that we see with accessible structures. Obvious objects inside this building to our south, though. as well as stairs leading down to the main quarry. Doorway. Plumed Helm of Celerity. That's plus initiative, I believe. Let's see if we can actually get some use out of that. How are we looking on headgear? You know what? Yeah, let's go ahead and swap that in on Roland. We'll lose a point of dodge, but gain +2 initiative. Get him into the fray ever so slightly faster. Cat. Thank you, Cat. Nothing else here, so let's check the quarry. Clear our approach. Oh, we had another access point off to right, near that blood trail. Oh, okay. Just another way down, I guess. And there's our mine. Alright, let's do a quick probing run just to see what we're in for. But we do need to wrap things up soon. Music shift. Oh. What did we spot? Huh. Oh, hey. Hi, guys. Giant rats? Sure. That's a fun throwback to, like, the prologue. Oh, wow. Okay, so wow, they're not stronger at all. These are just straight up the early game giant rats. Weird. And we're clear. So what did we spot? We pinged something on approach, but nothing is jumping out at me. Bats? Really? I mean, like, logically, sure, makes sense, but again, unless they're powered up, this is strictly low-level stuff. And I think that answers that. Though, to their credit, they are at least a slight step up from rats. Oh, here we go. The piece of paper seems to contain a work order. And as can clearly be observed, the tunnel support pillar is close to giving in. If this last piece of support was to be removed, it is highly likely that the tunnel would collapse completely. You don't say. Not exactly a beaming endorsement, but perhaps something we can use to our advantage? The support beam appears to be close to giving in. It seems that if this beam breaks, this whole section of tunnel will collapse. If you have some rope, you might be able to take advantage of this to rig a trap of sorts. Don't mind if I do. It does sound narratively important. You carefully tie the rope around the beam in such a way that if you give it a good tug, the beam will cause the tunnel ahead to collapse. Yeah, I mean, that feels pretty obvious. I imagine at some point we'll encounter like a swarm of deep ones we'll have to flee from. And we'll have the option to draw them back into that rigged tunnel. You enter a larger chamber and are struck by the temperature of the air. It appears to be getting unnaturally warm the deeper you venture into the mines. Suddenly, the shifting of stones captures your attention, and you become aware of large eyes regarding you from the darkness. Oh, and speaking of which, as you take an apprehensive step backwards, the horrors step into the dimness of the chamber. The hulking horrors from the deep move with deadly grace as they slowly fan out in an attempt to encircle you. Suddenly, one of them lunges, its arms outstretched and its fingers splayed. Are they trying to take you alive? And we've got deep ones. Including one that... I mean, look, I know he's probably wielding a club or something, but I really want to say that one on left looks like he's rocking out on the mic. The rest are all cruising for a bruising, but that one's just rolling in the deep. Also, interesting that it jumped right to combat. I kind of figured we'd be luring them back into the trap, but I guess that's being primed for something else. Some other more pivotal plot point. Yeah, these guys are tanky, but I don't see us having too much trouble. Not with this particular setup. Too cluttered on left. We'll have to bring Cat right. Yeah, I mean, aside from just being tanky, these guys aren't too bad. Though, to be fair, we are leaning pretty heavily on that new Poison Globe. Left flank clear. Nice. Disarmed on right. Vulnerable to fire, so yeah, in retrospect, I really should have invested in fire. It's just that first tier, you know, that kind of put me off, since it was a lot of point-blank range stuff, which just felt counterintuitive for our Magi. Go ahead and knock out these level ups real quick. We'll grab that final rank of aura increase for Drina. And we'll grab, let's say, yeah, you know what? We'll go ahead and invest in fire magic, why not? Oh shoot, I should have checked our spellbooks first. That's fine. Not a huge deal. Let me see what we've got here. Flaming Fists, okay. Right, and we did have a spellbook for Aura of Flame, so that was redundant, but that is fine. That gives us the two main low-tier fire spells, plus Mark of Illumination, on the off chance it ever comes in handy. That said, we are pushing the hour mark here, so I guess this is as good a place as any to call it. We've made landfall in Grodla. We've found our way to Adler's Helm. We've got a foothold in the local mines. And gotten a taste of the horrors to come. We'll hit the pause button for now. I'll take care of the usual off-screen bookkeeping. Perhaps duck back out to the ship real quick, since I did forget to restock on arrows before we came in here. And we will pick up here next time, as we try not to lose our mind. You know, for Lorn. See you then. Oh, and special thanks to the Raiders, the fine folks who help make these videos possible, including but not limited to Eerie V23, Revenant, Alois, Dragon Matrix 7, Drakiith, EgonAlter, Exsellsior, Gottlieb, James Trimmier, Kazorm, Lady Shayna, Mark Giemza, Nathan Welch Jr., OverlordPherom, RandomPassrby, RobbyB, Tomasz Piątkowski, Triphoppenskip, and Valinrook. thanks for your support, guys. That said, if you'd also like to help support the channel, then feel free to push the buttons that do the things. Trust me, it does make a difference. Or you could even check out the PayPal, the Patreon, the Nexus GG, or the YouTube memberships. Links are in the description.